So part of the reason why I think the NMPA annual meeting is so special is because of the tradition we have of presenting awards for a songwriter icon and also for a President's Award to a member of Congress who's such a supporter of our industry. But this year we're going to begin a new tradition and add a third special award that will be presented at each of our annual meetings going forward. It's the NMPA Lifetime Service Award that will go to a music publisher whose contribution to the industry is deserving of such a special distinction. And for the first ever NMPA Lifetime Service Award, I am proud to announce that the recipient is NMPA Board Chairman Irwin Robinson. So you're going to get a chance to do this again. This year, believe it or not, marks Irwin's 40th year of service on the NMPA board. He has previously been a recipient of the prestigious Abe Olman Publisher Award. He's a former trustee of the U.S. Copyright Society and is an active member of the ASCAP Board of Directors as well as the Songwriters Hall of Fame. In addition to being my board chairman, he has been a trusted mentor and friend to me for the decade that I've had the honor of knowing him. He is respected universally for his wisdom, his leadership, and for his passion in advancing the interests of songwriters. Unlike many other trade associations, NMPA represents the entire music publishing and songwriting industry, from the largest multinational corporations to the smallest independent music publishers. I believe that the success of that model is due in no small part to the trust and esteem people have for Irwin Robinson as our board chair. I'd like to acknowledge his family members who are here today, his wife Joan, his son Paul, his wife Maura, his daughter Carol, and her husband Mark, and Irwin's granddaughter Emily. Please join me once again in congratulating Irwin as the first recipient of the NMPA Lifetime Service Award.
I just have a few remarks I'd like to make. But first, I was thinking about what my role was over these years, and it came down to the fact that one of the things I loved was the creative process. And I really couldn't participate in the creative process because I can't write songs. I once tried to write a lyric and I was bounced out of the room. People told me the words were terrible. And I think if I had to categorize myself, I would say that I was a songwriter groupie, because I loved songwriters. And what I loved most about it was the fact that they would come running into the office, my office, even though I wasn't the guy who was pitching their songs, with half-finished or finished songs. And I would hear them not through the filtered ear of the person who was going to decide whether it was a hit or not a hit, but just from the gut, from the heart of the person that was playing it. And I think probably those are amongst my fondest memories. Anyway, thank you all so much for this honor. This industry really has been wonderful to me for the past 57 years. And my service on the boards of NMPA, ASCAP, and the Songwriters Hall of Fame is my way of continuing to give back to a business that's played a very special part in my life. Marty Bandier once said to me he thought it was my second job. It's been a real pleasure to serve with able and dedicated directors on those boards who also give their time and energy for the benefit of songwriters and music publishers. It's been my true privilege to represent some of the world's greatest music catalogs and the talented songwriters responsible for them during my tenures at Zodiac Music, Screen Gems, Chapel Music, EMI Music, Famous Music, and currently the Richmond Organization. Might sound like I had a lot of jobs, but they just kept selling the company. At its core, this is a creative business, and I've been fortunate to work with some incredibly talented people during my journey. In partnership with them, I've been able to realize my career dreams. I wanted to mention in particular Lester Sill, Irwin Schuster, and Frank Military, who I miss very much, and Ira Jaffe, who was my longtime collaborator and dear friend. I also wanted to thank several colleagues who've been integral to this amazing ride. Nick Firth, Ralph Peer, and Larry Richmond, and a few who are no longer with us. Sal Chiancia, Leon Bretler, Freddie Beanstalk, Arnold Broido, and Hal David, who I know we all remember fondly. On July 3rd, 1957, I made one of the most important decisions of my life, and that was to marry Joan Arrow, sitting in the front row, who, together with my son Paul and daughter Carol, have been the greatest support team a person could have. I'm thrilled that they're all here, along with my daughter-in-law Maura, my son-in-law Mark, and my granddaughter Emily, who's graduating from high school tomorrow. About 10 years ago, together with other members of the NMPA board, I took part in another important decision. And that, ladies and gents, was to hire David Israelite, who has taken our trade association, look around, to new heights. Today, I especially feel the wisdom of that decision, and not just because he presented me with this award. Thank you again for this recognition. My career has been a reward in itself. Music publishing is a magical business where we get to work with incredibly gifted writers and artists and to introduce their talents to the world. I can't imagine a more fulfilling way to have spent my time in the business. My work with all of them has given me great joy. I love this business, and I couldn't believe more in the power of music. Thank you.